Hello. Oh my goodness. I am on the wrong camera, but I can't change that now. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can clear it up. Ha ha. Hello everybody. That's okay. We'll make it work. It's the laptop camera instead of the webcam, but you know what? It's all good. It is all good. How is everybody? We are here for day 4. I guess I should only do 4 of the Manifesting with the Moon challenge. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Let me get to the right spot here so I can see comments. Jump on in. Say hello with any way you want to. An emoji. Just say hi. If you're on the email list, got the reminders. There was a daily clue just as a intro question. You can answer that while we get going. So day 4, we're talking about ways to practices to help you connect with the moon. And I'm just trying to find us here. Where is the video? There we go. There it is. Hello, Judy. Good to see you, my friend. How are you? Perfect. So if you are catching these videos for the first time or you're not really sure what this is the Manifesting with the Moon challenge. We are on day 4. I am Patty, and I am a magical life coach, a magical and manifestation mentor. And I'm just really obsessed about helping you guys learn how to live a life of magic. And for me, magic consists of the moon and manifestation, abundance, gratitude, intention, and clarity. Those 5 components I teach to help you live a life created by you instead of one created for you. So that's what I'm about, helping you create your designer life. Good morning, Marilyn and Rhonda. Judy, hello. Awesome. I saw Judy in both places, so I said hello twice. And just to recap what we have covered so far, on Monday, day 1, we talked about new moon intentions, setting intentions with the new moon. On Tuesday, we talked about full moon forgiveness and gratitude, and how that is a very simple yet powerful practice at the full moon, but you can do at any time. Now in the waning half of the lunar cycle is perfect. Yesterday, we talked about manifesting abundance with the moon and how that really starts with feeling abundant now. And we talked about ways to feel abundant and to instantly change that perspective into abundance that you have now instead of waiting for it. Instead of waiting for it. And today we are talking about practices to help you connect with the moon. And I realized yesterday, after I got off of the live, that I had not pulled the card for yesterday. I've been pulling a card every day. So today I'm pulling 2, because even though it's for yesterday, we're looking at all 5 cards tomorrow on our final day to see what the cohesive message is, if any. So this is for yesterday's card. I'm going to pull and see what it is. Let's see. Oh, this one just jumped out. It is this one. It's like the cover. It is the Queen of the Moon, Sovereignty. And for those of you jumping on later, this is the deck I'm pulling from, Queen of the Moon Oracle. And so we pulled a cover shot today. So for yesterday. Let's see what that has to say. You have sovereignty over your own life. Act with grace and confidence. You have the ability to unite disparate people and views should you choose to do so. The buck stops with you. You are powerful. Act like it. And the affirmation is, I reign over my own realm. So how awesome is that? That was yesterday's card, and I'm keeping them here. So now let's catch up and pull today's card. Let's pull today's card. And this camera really does look quite different. A little wonky compared to the other one, but that's okay. That's okay too. We'll go with it, right? Okay, so today's card, it's a good one. It is the Waxing Gibbous Moon, and it's action. I don't really know what that picture is of. Is it something Oh, okay. It's a lady dancing. I see her, and she's got that skirt, that hoops, or big flowy skirt behind her. So action number 15. So today's message: the time has come to take action. Let go of your paralysis. Let go of your burdens step by step. And the affirmation is, I am responsive and ready to take action. Awesome. Those actually resonate quite strongly with me. So hello, Janice, everybody. So those are the cards. We got caught up. And for every day, I have been telling you that my boyfriend, Eric, was in the hospital. And yesterday, he came home. He's right over there. He's home. He's waving. How about saying hi?
Oh.
See, he was waving like you guys could see it. So I am just feeling so much more calm and relieved and excited and happy and all the things. So let's get into today's chat about practices to help you connect with the moon. And it's not a new practice. Working with and connecting with the moon is something that primarily women, but not exclusively, have been doing for eons, right? And the part that I love, that I really like to bring forth on this topic, connecting with the moon also connects all of us together and those who have come before us, because every single living thing, be it plants, animals, people, critters, whatever, microorganisms, whatever, that lives on this planet Earth has been touched by, or has seen, or has had the moonlight on it from the very same moon. That just blows my mind for some reason. It is just it's just like so expansive. It connects us with the people who have done this before. Hey, Gabby. It connects us with everyone who has looked at the very same moon that we look at, that we have in our skies, because that moon has been here for everybody, everything on this planet. And as it orbits, it touches every living thing. So that is just one of those moments for me that it's just like, I can connect with my grandma that way if I want to, because my grandma looked at the moon. My ancestors that I don't know, that I don't even know who they are, I still feel kind of that connection because of that moon. It doesn't matter where we live in the world. It doesn't matter what time, up until the present, and then moving forward as well. But that we've lived, it's that connection for me. So hopefully you feel that, or you kind of start thinking about things a little different. When you see the moon, you're like, wow, that same moon. Everybody, every living thing has the moon in common. How awesome is that? How awesome is that, right? There's a connection right there. So right off the bat, getting onto the connections. And so practices that I'm going to talk about today are ones that maybe to just keep in your toolbox, right? Your moon, or your magical, your moon manifesting toolbox. And they don't have to be done every day. I don't do these that I'm going to share with you every day, but I'm going to touch on how they might help you connect with the moon, right? And if you guys have ways that you use, or if you have questions about something, please share them in the comments, whether you're here live with us now or on the replay in the future. Hello, replay watchers, because interact with us. The energy is still here. Interact and ask your questions, and I will come back around and answer or say hi or whatever the case is. Oh my gosh, I keep looking at this screen. It looks so fuzzy, but that's all right. It's a throwback. It's a throwback Thursday. Hey, look at that. Throwback Thursday. We're using a little bit slightly older camera. Make it fun. Make everything fun. Paula, hello. Thanks for joining, Paula. Okay, so what do I have? What do I have here first? Tracking the moon. Starting with the new moon, whenever it is, a very simple practice to do is either in your planner or in your journal, or, just on a wall calendar, track the phase that the moon is in. So then you start getting, familiar with how it moves, how often it takes a few days. It's in for the new phase, it's in the new moon phase for a few days. Then it's in the waxing crescent for a few days. And you have that printable that walks you through all the phases of the lunar cycle from new moon all the way back around to new moon. You can just jot down the phase that the moon is in and maybe the sign, the astrological sign, because from one new moon all the way back around to the next new moon, the moon travels through all 12 astrological signs every single month. So we have those astrological energies plus the energy of the phase that the moon is in to tap into or just take note of. And you can see how maybe the energy feels different from phase to phase. So what I do in tracking that, I write down one of the main 4 phases that the moon is in. It's either in new, waxing, full, or waning. So new is the beginning, then waxing is as it gets bigger. Full is obviously when it's its biggest and brightest, and then waning is as it's getting smaller. So those are the only 4 criteria I worry about. I don't focus that specifically on crescent and quarters and all that on a routine basis. What sign the moon is in, the zodiac sign that happens to be that day. And then I just wrote, it moves through all 12 zodiac signs. So let's see very quickly, because this is not really an astrology class, but I'm going to walk through quickly the 12 zodiac signs and what just a simple synopsis or just a couple key words that energy that is associated with those zodiac signs, because as the moon moves through them signs, you might want to use that or tap into that energy. So keeping track of the daily moon, the new moon in Aries or the moon in Aries is good for being brave, courageous, maybe even foolishly rushing into something, I wrote. So if you need courage in your life, see what day the moon's going to be in Aries, or what, few days the moon is going to be in Aries. And as much as possible, do that thing, plan the thing that you need courage for on those days. New moon in Taurus is a great time to work on your finances. Check your finances, work on your money story, your money relationships. This has to do with cash, property, and possessions. So the money that affects you, your spending, the cash you have on hand, the things that you have around you. So that type of, because Taurus likes to have its pretty things, likes to feel comfort and secure and cozy. So check on your finances during Taurus. Maybe set a financial plan, or have that be the time in the lunar cycle that you pay your bills, or check on your, just check on your balance or something along those lines. It doesn't have to be huge. The new moon in Gemini is good for working on your communication, because Gemini is all about communication. So something that you need to communicate, a conversation maybe that you want to have or need to have, maybe plan it for Gemini if it's one that's a little, uncomfortable or a little challenging for you. New moon in Cancer I keep saying new moon, but that is the new moons, because we're working through the new moons of the zodiac in our membership, in the sisterhood membership. So this is for the new moon and the daily moons, whichever one it happens to be in, or whichever one you're working with, I should say. Cancer, the daily moon in Cancer is good for working on things in your home life, making your space feel comfy, putting out some candles or something that makes your space feel good to you. Things maybe within schedules with your home life, coordinating schedules with your family members so that maybe you can spend more time together. Anything associated within your home, with what goes on within your home. The daily moon in Leo is good for working on being visible or creative. inspiring or tapping into some creativity. The moon in Virgo is good for getting organized. Virgos like organization. So maybe plan a time to straighten out your desk, your work area, your files, things along those lines. The moon in Libra is good for working on your love life. So maybe plan a special day or plan some time or just do something special. Or if you don't yet have a partner and you're looking for one, treat yourself well that day. Because take yourself out on a date during those times, because the way you treat yourself, you put out that energy that will attract people who treat you that way as well, especially if you're looking, for a romantic or a relationship of any sort, friends or a partner of any kind. So think about that. If you don't yet have a partner, take yourself out on a date during those days or on one of those days. Moon in Scorpio is good for working on making emotional connections because Scorpio is very deep. Scorpio is that middle sign of the water. So it likes to get to know things and connect. Gabby, you're so cute. I love you. I'm going to watch the replay getting sleepy. Not you, it's me. The weather is rainy. I totally get that. I totally get when it's rainy, you feel like sleeping. So no worries at all, my friend. Enjoy your nap. You deserve it. The moon in Sagittarius is good for manifesting travel, study, opportunities, and it's a good time to count your blessings because Sagittarius is an adventuresome energy. The moon in Capricorn is good for working on advancing your career or starting a business because Capricorn is the workhorse of the zodiac. The moon in Aquarius is good for working on improving your social life. Maybe you want to attract or become, have a new set of friends, a tribe, your soul tribe, your friend tribe, your chosen family tribe, right? Put out those feelers, kind of, maybe meditate and just put out some energy that you are attracting the absolute perfect people in your life or perfect social and fun opportunities. Try something new on those days, depending on what your situation is or what your comfort level is with being out and about or not being out and about. Look online. There are so many free events or even paid ones that happen online for all sorts of interests, activities. This past, season through COVID has really amped that up. There's lots of virtual opportunities to have fun and connect available. And then lastly, the moon in Pisces is good for working on your spiritual practice, making that spiritual connection, maybe doing some journaling as to how you're feeling with that connection, what you might want to incorporate as a spiritual practice or try on those days or at that new moon. So that was very fast, I realize, but that could go on forever. So I like to get through that with just some key components. If you want to learn more about really using these energies of the new moon or the daily moon for these types of workings and things to tap into, in our sisterhood membership, we are working through the new moons of the zodiac. We started with the Aries new moon. And so at every new moon, there's a coaching call a few days before, specifically talking about the energies associated with that zodiac sign, ways that zodiac sign and those energies might help you set an intention, or how you can infuse that energy in an area of your life to help you improve it or visit it, or it's like a yearly check-in for those types of things. Because even if you don't have an intention or set an intention to manifest anything specifically, like a tangible thing like a house or a car or something, like vacations, experiences, even if you're not working on something specific, if you set an intention based on the zodiac sign of each new moon, in the course of a year, you will have worked on and touched on and visited every single area of your life. And that can also be like when the new moon is in, where did I talk about here? In Taurus. and checking in on your finances. That could be the new moon every single year that you revisit your budget, revisit your financial goals. So working with the moon is fabulous. You don't have to have a specific intention. It guides you and it gives you a framework to work on all areas of your life every single year, because every single year we're different. We're a different person than we were the year before, right? So how awesome is that? And in the membership, if you join now or if you joined anytime after the Aries one, the information is there and available in the library. And then we work through all the way back around. We started with Aries and we'll end in Pisces. So it'll take that whole year to work through the new moons of the zodiac. So let's see. So you can tap into those energies at the new moons or at the daily moon. I did say that, but it was on my notes. So I figured I would repeat it again. And then I also got this book out. I have the wall calendar, which is not this one. I have another wall calendar. But this book, the Witch's Date book, has the information in it. Like if you're talking about checking on the daily moon, it tells you the sign it's in. It tells you the time of day. This is based on Eastern time that it enters that phase, color of the day. It also shows you on the calendar where the phases are, like the new moon, the crescent moon. There's nothing on this side? Oh, they're all on this side. The full moon. So it has this for you. If you don't want to track it and look it up every morning or every day, or even for the week, you can buy planners or calendars that have that information on there to track that daily moon. And if you want to try it, just try it for a week in your journal or in your calendar, your planner. Just jot down and see what comes up for you, like what energies come up, how that energy of the moon affects you that day, or how you react to things. Because that's, again, with our emotions, how you react to things at certain phases of the moon. Okay, so that was the daily and the new moon energies. And that leads me into one of the printables that you got on the email. It's in there on today's reminder email. It will also be on today's recap email. And if you are in the Manifesting with the Moon Challenge Facebook group, it's in the files. All these are in the files there. It is a lunar tracker. This is what you have or what you can get if you're not, if you want to get on the email list. I will put that link below in a bit, or you can join the group. And there is a lunar tracker. And you can track anything with this. You can use this to jot down the moon phases every day. You can jot down your sleep patterns, your energy levels, your eating habits, how much water. It can be a habit tracker following the daily moon. And so a blank one you can use however you like. You can put what it is you're tracking in here. You can put a message or like an affirmation, write it in here that you're working with for the month, the lunar cycle, because it does not match up with the Gregorian calendar. Here, you might want to put the days, the dates. You could put the lunar symbols on the outside, and then anywhere on the paper, if you're tracking something that varies, like your mood or your sleep patterns, your eating, your emotions that day, you would make a key. Like you would make your key. Like this color, like blue means happy. Pink means pensive. Anything like that works for you, and just jot that down anywhere. Oh, excuse me, on your planner. And this is one, I actually purchased this book, so it's not the same format that is here. But I use my lunar tracker to help me touch base with my intention every day or most days, because I am human and life happens like this past week. But I found in the past that when I set my intention at the new moon, I didn't necessarily have a way for me to check in with myself every day or to see if I was taking action or to do something to move me closer to my intention. And I realized, like, oh my gosh, it's now the full moon. Did I even take any actions? What do I need to forgive? How, what the heck? What happened since the new moon 2 weeks ago? So I'll show you what I'm doing currently, and it's making a big difference. For example, my intention this lunar cycle, at the Cancer new moon, was I feel my way into the actions to take, right? Like for my business and expanding my business, and just in overall, instead of getting in my head, like thinking out, like this is what I'm supposed to do, or just overthinking, am I getting the results, or, just the thoughts that just kind of spiral. I tapped into that Cancer energy, of emotions. So it's good for our home, but Cancer is a water sign, and Cancer is ruled by the moon. So it's tapping into our emotions. So I feel my way into the actions to take. And what I've done, please, my art skills are not fabulous, but what I did is I wrote down the day, and then there's the new moon, and it was in Cancer. So I just did a little, Cancer sign, and there's like, I feel my way. And so I wrote it all down. And then in the days, now, like you see, I haven't done every single day. And you heard me say Eric was in the hospital since Friday. So, I did do some days in here, but not all of them. But I wrote what felt good that day and what action or how I felt with something. So what did I write here? On the full moon on Friday, I did an in-person full moon circle. And I wrote the in-person full moon circle felt great to connect with people in person. So that was a really feel good thing for me that day. I was on a coaching call on Tuesday. Like, I was not the coach. I was as a program that I'm in. And I said, oh, this advice about, what did I write about? See? Oh, the way she explained doing something felt more authentic and less forced for setting up some systems in my business. So it's like, oh, that feels more authentic. That was kind of what I touched on that day. So all throughout the lunar cycle, as best as I can, I'm writing in how I am checking in, how I am using and tapping into my feelings to take action as opposed to my brain. And, there's days like, oh, I was overthinking my intention. And that was the day of the new moon. So what I did is I journaled that day. How do I want to feel? What do I want? I took it back to basics because I was like trying to overthink, or I was overthinking, trying to come up with an intention. So this helps me. A lunar tracker helps me touch on, at least focus on my intention. Am I doing something towards that, moving towards that? How am I living as that person today, right? And today I wrote down, I had like a thought like, oh, maybe I could do this as a next step to moving forward. And it feels a little scary. So I'm thinking it might be, but I wrote it down because then I can look back and see how I followed through. Did I use that emotions to move me forward? So that's a lunar tracker. You do have access to this. Like I said, if you're on the email list or in the Manifesting with the Moon Challenge Facebook group. And the group doesn't go away. So if you did not join the group, or you're catching this video like on YouTube or on the Facebook page, you can still get in the group or on the email list to get access to this stuff. And it won't, like I said, the group stays open. Okay, so lunar tracker. You can track anything at all. If anybody has used a lunar tracker, I would love to know what types of things you've tracked. Because mostly I tried tracking habits, but then it kind of felt like a chore. Like I had to, I have to fill in this habit. So that aspect did not feel good to me, tracking habits. But checking in with my intention every day, that feels really good. And it helps me make that connection with it every day. Another way, you have seen me do it, except for yesterday, every day. Get some oracle cards or tarot cards that are moon themed and pull a card for the new moon or the different phases of the moon. Pull a card for yourself every day to help you tap into, that moon energy, like I've been doing with the oracle cards this week. So ones that I have on hand that I use are this one, the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck. I use the Moonology Oracle deck. I also have, this is a fabulous deck, the Moon deck. And this one has a little ritual or a practice for you to do with every card or for you to try. There are also tarot cards. Do I have them here? Yes, there's tarot cards that are moon themed. This one is the Moonchild Tarot. So you can tap into lunar energies, maybe do a card pull for every phase, maybe do a card pull at the full moon and the new moon, whatever you feel like. And it doesn't have to be the same all the time. Maybe you don't feel like pulling a card every day. Maybe you just like, oh, I really want to tap into my feet, my emotions. I'm feeling kind of wonky. What guidance, what insight can I get? And pull a card for yourself, right? Try it. If you don't know if it will work for you and you don't necessarily know what deck to get or don't want to invest in them, there are apps that have decks. I don't know all of them, and some do charge, but usually it's nothing close to the price of the physical deck itself. And you could just try that. I'm sure there are some that have like a free card or, tarot or oracle app. I just don't know what they're called, but that's an option to look into. What is next on my list? Next is, this is one I found. Where's my paper? A few rounds ago. We are all probably familiar, even if we don't practice it, with the yoga flow, the sun salutation flow. Well, I found there's a moon salutation flow. Look, and it's called Chandra Namaskar. I know I, didn't say that quite right, but there's a moon salutation flow. So you could do that before setting your new moon intentions or before you're going to do some journaling for your intention or at the full moon as well to connect with the moon. You could do this on a nightly basis because the sun salutation is to warm you up and like get some energy going and some, get your muscles warm. The moon salutation is more of a cool down, grounding type of movement. So you might want to do this in the evening before going to bed. Do a moon salutation flow. And there are, just like the sun salutation, there are a couple of different versions. I found one on YouTube that I liked. I tried a couple different ones. So just search for moon salutation. The reason that this is not in your printables is because I did not create this. I purchased this off of Etsy a while back, so it's not my work. So because she does charge for it, obviously, I cannot put it in there as a free resource. But you can look up printables like this, create your own once you find them. So I am willing to share it and show it to you guys. I just cannot offer it to you as a free resource because it's not my work. So you can do the moon salutation. You can soak up some moonlight. Go outside at any phase, even if it's the new moon and it's dark. You may not be getting light from the moon, but you are still in that moon energy. The moon shines down on us and is up there, has those energies all the time. We see her sometimes in the middle of the day, right? And it's not nighttime. So you could go out and soak up some moonlight. And I read there have been studies that show it's actually very calming, that it's beneficial to both animals and humans. We are animals as well. We're mammals, but it has shown that it has positive effects being out and soaking up moonlight. It's very calming. And one that I love is talking to the moon. You could talk to the moon while you're soaking up moonlight. I know there are at least a couple other people in our group, in our sisterhood, that do talk to the moon as well. I do, sometimes when I am just standing out on the balcony. It doesn't have to be verbal, obviously, like out loud. It can be, and it is. I do that in the car a lot. I haven't driven a lot in the last year and a half, but I did before. And the other day when Eric went into the hospital, it was the full moon. So I did talk to the moon on my way home, before I really knew exactly what was going on. So kind of just like let out those emotions, or just like express them without anyone having to hear me or respond, just simply getting them out. So that is really a very beneficial and healthy practice. You will get no judgment. All you'll get is that, lunar love, so to speak. You can express your emotions and have conversations with the moon that way. And you can wear jewelry, things, have a talisman. You've seen me do that as well. I have moon earrings. I have various. Now they're tangled, of course. But I have various moon necklaces. And I should not have laid them on the desk. They're not bad. I'm making them worse though, but not. Anyway, see, they're here. There we go. There we go. So various, like moon necklaces that you can wear. Let me lay them separately. This right here is actually a pearl. It's a blue pearl. Maybe I should not have had that on. And pearls are actually associated with the moon. They're created in the ocean, which is also affected by the moon. So this is, especially this camera is not that great, a blue pearl. It looks kind of gray, but it's a blue pearl. They call it a blue pearl. And it looks like a full moon. A regular white pearl looks like a full moon. And this looks like a blue moon. And my business is named Blue Moon Manifestations. And I was given this pearl by my mom as a birthday present when I was in my teens. And I mean, she has no connection with, she doesn't work with the moon type of thing. But isn't that cool that as a teen, I was given this gift that represents a full moon. And now my business name is Blue Moon Manifestations. And I have this beautiful blue pearl that looks like a blue moon. So you can wear these things, and maybe it's your emotional talisman. Maybe you wear it and you realize, when you have like emotional moments, or you're, getting frustrated, you can use that, like touch it, hold it, take a breath, tap into that calming energy, right? Of the thing that's talisman that helps you connect with the moon and your emotions. I also have a moonstone bracelet. You can get crystals and have on hand. This is rainbow moonstone. I have several pieces like this. This one is one of those little worry stones. I love them. I also have the raw ones, which is the black and white, looks kind of like a Dalmatian. This is moonstone, and it has blue flash. Oh, there you can kind of see it. It's a terrible camera, but you can kind of see it. So this is moonstone as well. And I have that here because it inspires creativity. So I have that energy here around my desk. And there are many, many more. There is you can make your own ways to connect with the moon. But it's such a great thing to do in so many ways because of the benefits I've talked about throughout. It helps you get familiar with the moon and the phases and the cycles. It helps you tap into your emotions because you're making that connection with the moon. It gives you a way to track things following a lunar cycle, a lunar calendar versus the Gregorian calendar, which, a lunar calendar makes much more sense to me, but right. And one thing I did forget to talk about with the tracker, you might, let's say you're tracking your sleep habits or your eating habits or your moods, your energy level, things like that. You can, let's say, track it for 3 months. I like to recommend a quarter and see what patterns you see as you lay them next to each other. Do you have more energy at the full moon, or do you have less energy at the full moon? Which phases do you notice you kind of feel like going in within yourself or kind of being by yourself? You can start to notice these patterns. And then once you know the patterns, you can plan your life as much as possible around that. When you have a lot of energy, plan getting the errands done or getting projects started or doing the heavy lifting of your life, whatever that happens to be, at those times as much as possible. Plan meetings, instead of having them, again, as much as possible, because life and society, does not follow our schedule, our personal individual schedule. But see what you can do based on what you see, what patterns you see. And for the times that they can't be scheduled at the ideal time for you, you can get ready ahead of time, get some more sleep or have something that, a way to reset and recharge your energy before or after the meeting, right? Because the meeting will be draining if it's during your kind of like downtime and it will be kind of sucking your energy more. Have a way to, balance that out before or after the meeting or both, based on your needs. So you see how working with the moon and tapping into your emotions then translates into helping you manifest the things that you want, because you're tapped into and you can tell, when you're feeling down and not as high vibe. Okay, let me get back on track. What do I need to do to get back on track and help me keep moving towards what I'm manifesting with the moon, following the lunar cycle? So that is what I have for you guys today. I would love to know, since I'm giving you guys like a task or a thing to answer in the posts every day, which of the topics or the activities that I mentioned today do you do? Which do you want to or will you try? Or what experiences and practices do you have for connecting with the moon, and how do they benefit you? I love to hear other people's stories and other people's experiences. I have a jade necklace I use only for wealth. Exactly. We have these associations. So jade is perfect for that too, Gabby. Yes, I have aventurine, green aventurine, that I have associated with that. But see, we start making these connections and we start to see what feels good to us. And going back to my, what I do, helping you create the life that you want to be living because it feels good to you. If you're living a life that someone else expects you to live and it's not in alignment with what you want, it doesn't feel good. Even if you succeed at it, like you have those momentary feel-good moments of success or accomplishment, or maybe because you're making the other person happy, but that's not sustained. It's not long-term. So how about tapping into your emotions, feeling out and learning what you want and creating the life that you want to be living? Because ultimately, the people that are guiding you in a certain direction will be happy for you when they see, oh, look how much happier they are. Look what they're enjoying. I had no idea that this was possible for them, right? So it's not coming from a place of control a lot of the times. They just don't know either. They don't know. None of us know what we don't know what we don't know, right? So I hope this has helped. I hope this gives you some ideas and some inspiration. And tomorrow we are wrapping up the 5 days of the challenge with using working with the moon as a spiritual practice to develop your spiritual connection, or including it with the spiritual practice that you currently have, adding to it and seeing how it can support your spiritual practice and deepen that practice that you have, or maybe give you some new ideas, new ways of seeing a spiritual practice that you can, incorporate or try, and, meld or fuse in with the practice you currently have. So awesome. This has been great. I'm excited. Eric is home. Some great ways to connect with the moon. And thank you guys so much for being here. Again, let's see what is coming up. The Sisterhood is open. The Moon Magic and Manifesting Sisterhood. It is a monthly membership. We gather at the new moons and full moons virtually. It's kind of been an evolving process, but we're at the place now where it's like, hey, we just want to hang out. I never wanted it to be like a formal structure, but with the members that participate, it's like, hey, we want to try different practices. We want to try different things. And, sometimes, we need to do more talking. And sometimes we want to just actually do stuff and try a thing and do it as a group, or do our individual things, but together. Isn't that cool? It doesn't have to look one way or the other. And I'm really enjoying this evolving process and how the connections and relationships are being made and built and fostered within the sisterhood. Next Friday, right? Let's see, Gabby, where are we? What is today's date? Today's the 29th. Let's see. The new moon is actually on the 8th, so it'll be that Sunday. But I have the August schedule will be going up probably tomorrow. I think it's scheduled for. So the new moon circle, if that's what you're talking about, is going to be, I think, not this weekend, but next Sunday. The coaching call for the what are we in? The Leo. For the Leo new moon that we're now in will be this coming up week, early in the week, I believe. That's why the August schedule is going up tomorrow or today, one of those 2 days. But message me if you don't find it, and I will give you the details. And if you would like to join us, what else you get as part of the membership is a daily card that I pull and post for you in the dedicated Facebook group, and a daily journal prompt. You can use that however you see fit. You can use the journal prompt. You can have the card and make your own journal prompt. You can do it every day. You can do it whenever you need to. There's no requirements. You get access to the new moon and full moon circles. We have a magic circle call, which is where we talk about, all things magic. I think yesterday I mentioned we had talked about energy in one of our recent ones, and also signs, how we read and interpret and receive signs, right? And so all things magic, because that's part of making that life that you want to be living. So the third on Zoom, they are on Zoom. 3, I don't know if you mean the 3rd August. Maybe it is posted. Maybe it did get scheduled. But yes, I think the 3rd is the coaching call on Zoom. And then the replays are available in the class site. And it's an evolving and growing and living thing. So nothing will probably stay exactly the same. We are working through the new moons of the zodiac. And it's just a great place to be. It's a great space. I love the people in there. They are very welcoming. Everybody is welcoming and supportive, and people get different things from it, right? Not everyone has to get the same benefit or have their, the favorite aspect of it, which is, again, that was my intention. That's how I created it. So if you have questions, please feel free to let me know. And here we go. I have another link for you today. Oh my goodness, things are happening on this. There we go. Teachable. Copy. So awesome. I cannot wait to hear what practices you like to try or that you already do. Check out the Moon Magic and Manifesting Sisterhood. And it is month to month. There is no contracts or obligations. Check it out. See if it's for you and connect with some great, amazing women. Work with the moon in real time, manifest with the moon. Gabby is one of our sisters, and she has accomplished amazing things. So have several others. The growth that you see when you make connections with these people, you see how it goes. You see how they progress, which is amazing. It's amazing, and it's that community that it was intended to be. So I'm loving it. I think I put it in all the spots. It looks like it is anyway. If not, I will go back and do it. I will go back and add it. It's hard to see on StreamYard how it actually posts. But thank you guys again for being here. I'm so appreciative of you guys participating and taking the time live and on the replay. And I just love doing this. So I love connecting with you guys, and I will continue to do it. So I will see you guys tomorrow for working with the moon as a spiritual practice. So take care, guys. I'll see you then.